What's up, YouTube? Fanta here once again with my buddy Badam.
Hello!
And we are doing the top 5 biggest disappointments of 2014.
Now, to start off, we're not necessarily saying these are bad games, just not marketed correctly and overall disappointing.
First one I want to mention is actually Watch Dogs. Now, Watch Dogs was marketed as it looked like a GTA type game.
It looked like a GTA knockoff meets Assassin's Creed.
It looked really cool with all the different hacking things you could do, but then when it came out, the graphics weren't as advertised.
Glitchy, and the driving and shooting anyone in the toe insta-kills them unless they're mean.
So there were a lot of different problems with that game. It was just not as advertised in any way. They spent a lot of money on marketing and advertising.
And it makes me even more sad that they made a lot more money than they spent.
So, unfortunately, the game did well, but was very disappointing, and
that is why it's on our top 5 most disappointing games of 2014.
So that's number 5. Number 4, Thief. Thief was
remake from the old type games.
The old game was fantastic. People loved the Thief series back on the original Xbox and PC. It was a stealth action game where you do a certain mission and you complete it in any way you want. It was fantastic. This one, lots and lots of bugs, lots of different things with the gameplay, frame rate, everything was wrong. I guess the game itself wasn't even that much fun.
Oh no, it was awful.
Have you played it?
Yes, it was terrible.
Oh god. So yeah, that was another huge disappointment, and that was number 4. Number 3, the Halo Master Chief Collection. This game is slowly becoming better, but when it launched, it was unplayable in the multiplayer.
Literally, I think the worst launch of a multiplayer game. Close to Battlefield, but honestly, I think it deserves the worst launch in history.
It really was the worst launch of a first-person shooter in history. I was so disappointed. This is the reason I bought the Xbox One, and then it came out and barely worked. They're finally fixing it now, and they're making up for it by giving away Halo 3 ODST to all the people that bought the game. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad they're making up for it, and they're spending all that extra time to actually remastering the ODST and giving it to us for free. The number 2 spot on the list is Destiny. Now, I personally have been following this game since it was announced at E3 a long time ago. They talked about how
2012 it got announced.
Really, it was 2012?
I think so.
It was supposed to be an open world, giant world you could explore.
MMO, FPS, RPG.
Exactly.
The whole
it was going
9 yards.
Be everything. It was going to have an the developers said, and I quote, "We do not even know what the weather is going to do once we start the game." It was supposed to be ever changing, like tornadoes, hurricanes, a bunch of different weather effects. It was going to be incredible. Instead, they launched a very, very instanced, small world, sort of MMO, but you couldn't really talk to anybody.
They changed that later on in patches. The thing is, it is being updated, and they're getting more content, but at the time of launch, there just wasn't enough there.
And even now, it's repetitive as hell.
Even for someone who enjoys the game, and I still play it pretty often. I've beaten the new DLC, but it's just too repetitive. It wasn't. It should have been delayed, honestly. There wasn't enough there when it got launched.
Or scrapped.
Yeah, I don't think scrapped.
Ubisoft
is the number one disappointment.
Oh my god.
Overall, this company just Stap
Ubisoft. What are you doing? Every single thing they've done this year is just a misstep, except for Far Cry.
Yeah, Far Cry. I mean, Ubisoft's whole thing is they have one successful game, duplicate it, just rechange it a little bit,
pump it out until it's dead.
Every game that comes out, super buggy. I mean, you look at Assassin's Creed Unity, the facial bug.
Creepy.
Oh my god.
Bug. Oh my god.
Game-breaking glitches. Their games just
Creed
aren't
Rogue
polished.
at the same time as Unity, too.
The games just aren't polished. They're fun, yes, I'll give them that, but they're not polished, they're rushed, and overall they're extremely repetitive.
But I was gonna say, even then with Assassin's Creed series, I can't even play the Assassin's Creed series anymore because it's the same game every year. So Ubisoft, they also, one more thing I wanted to mention is when they did try to make up for the fact that Unity was a broken mess, they gave away DLC for free. And I've mentioned this in another video, but they actually, when you do accept that new DLC, they actually are having you also accept that you cannot sue Ubisoft in the future if they make any games that are completely broken at launch. So I am personally never going to download that DLC.
Nope.
Also, I wanted to congratulate Unsuspicious Spy for winning the voting giveaway for DJ Lag Switch's competition, and leave a comment down below of what you thought was the biggest disappointment of 2014. Thanks for watching, everyone.